Welcome to an amazing segment. It's amazing because you guys particularly asked for this, and I try to fulfill whatever it is that you need. So we have a very special guest with us in the house today. Yesterday, a lot of you were like, "Where is this Abdulkareem? He should come up to speak. Let's see him. Let's do this." So allow me to introduce to you the one and only. I knew him as Mr. Lecturer, I was still young. But a lot of you, I'm sure, know him as Jaga Jaga. So, introducing Eedris Abdulkareem.
Yeah, what's up, Nigeria?
Live and direct.
Yes, this is me, live and direct. How you guys doing? This is a beautiful moment here. I'm chilling right here with one of the very best, one of the most important that will lead Nigeria to the next level, and I'm going to have a couple of discussions with him here. So I'm privileged and honored to be here. And Nigerians, I'm going to speak on your behalf and ask him a couple of questions, So I'm here!
Yay!
How you doing, Your Excellency?
Very good.
I call you Your Excellency because, you're very young.
Yes.
You are somebody that Nigerians look forward to. And this is a beautiful moment. Congratulations. First of all, I want to ask a question. Why did you decide to go for this? Why did you decide to become the president? Why now? Why did you decide?
It was a combination of a number of events and factors. First, let me say hello to all of our viewers out there, and just thank them for following us through this moment. We got up to yesterday and became a candidate officially.
Yeah.
And good news is today is that the difference is now clear.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I went into this. That I cannot continue to live in a country of my birth where incompetent people with no capacity, people who are physically sick and tired, are continuing to hold the country down to ransom. We talk about dreams, right? You have a dream of Nigeria that you want to see. That dream has not been realized by our generation. This is the Nigeria of their own dream. This broken and messed up Nigeria. Now coming to the reason I decided, I just got pushed to a point where I said to myself, we can do this better. We have the exposure, the education, we have the will to run this country better than all these mediocre people. And as you know, you come from a part of that experiment.
That's right.
Where on your own you pull yourself up by your bootstraps.
That's right.
Made global headlines.
That's right.
Nobody assisted you. Nobody
That's right.
gave you scholarship.
That's right.
Nobody gave you unemployment benefits.
That's right.
When you had no job.
That's
Nobody
right.
did anything for you, but
That's right.
you somehow managed to make a mark.
That's
This is
right.
where I'm coming from. But
That's right.
beyond that, I have been around for 30 years. I've monitored these guys from the university.
That's right.
I heard
Like the other days,
yes,
the old
I heard
revolution.
Article just won.
Yeah.
This is the fifth time they won the primaries of the PDP. This is the fifth time Article has been running to become president. And it started in 1992.
92.
When I was a third year student at the University of Lagos. 1992. And 2018 is the same Article.
This is great.
That this country has to contend. It's the same Buhari that I heard about for the first time in 1983, right? When he became head of state, when I was 12 years old, right? And no ideas added, no value added. They stole, they destroyed, they divided, and we're here still rewarding them with social promotion.
So sad.
And I'm saying to myself, well, I have to call on that. This is a clarion call to end this, whatever it is called, to you. Some people it's slavery. To some people it's a complete decimation and desecration of integrity and dignity. To some people it's just outright being held to ransom by these people. And they're the same circle of people.
Recycling.
Yes, they're recycling themselves. They worship at the same place. They marry into the same family. They eat at the same place. They socialize. It's the same people. If you choose Buhari or you choose Atiku, you're choosing the same person, just with different names, probably different heights and different color of Babariga. Yes, same characters, and you're not going to get any results different from what you got from them when he was in the customs. This guy was in the customs. This is a custom that they created. The one that harasses people for money at the airport. You know, aid smuggling. The kind of business environment they created is completely the one that cheats people, cheats the country. When he was vice president, he did nothing for this country, and here he is saying, "Oh, you know, this time around we're going to change it." It's not possible, and that's why I'm glad. For some reason, I'm happy about today, because now the difference is clear. The difference between light and darkness.
It's clear.
Yes, between intellect and ignorance.
That's right.
Between
Digital and analog.
Yes, between analog and digital. Between light and darkness. Between good and evil. Right? Between selfishness and selflessness. Between incapability and capacity.
That's right.
Yes. Between fitness and laziness. All of these things are going to be very clear.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
we have a chance now. For some reason, I'm happy about it. And between agility, right, and lethargy.
Wow, this is Steve.
Yes.
Nigerians, this is your legendary Eedris Abdulkareem, Nigeria Jaga Jaga Prona.
Yes.
You know, we talk about reality. We say it the way it is, whether anybody likes it or not. I have the privilege and honor to be with my brother. You know, I call him Showiri, because I want him to do a lot of wiri for the people right now. You know what I mean? I want to ask a question, Your Excellency. A lot of people believe that Buhari government is fighting corruption. What is your take on that?
No, considering that I fought corruption as an individual over 12 years officially through the website known as Sahara Reporters, I can tell you when people are fighting corruption or they are fighting with corruption. So
fighting corruption or fighting with corruption.
So what Buhari is doing is fighting other people with corruption, and they're not fighting corruption. What he came to do is they discovered that some people are corrupt. It's true. They always known that. They came and cleared the corrupt people from the table, put their own corrupt people on the
Can
table.
you imagine that?
And then started using the instrument for fighting corruption to hunt so
your
that they
positions.
don't come near the national cake. That's what Buhari has been doing, and you've seen the evidence from how his former secretary of
Baba Bashir Lawal,
you know, his chief of staff,
Chief of
is
Staff,
well known as
the SSS,
the DGSS.
DGSS.
You know, even his wife at a point was found. The ADC to the wife was found to have done something with 2.5 billion.
When the husband doesn't have 15 million to
the
buy.
The husband claimed that they don't have 50 million to buy APC form, but the ADC to your wife somehow had 2.5 billion.
What a shame.
So it's all a scam. It's a charade. You know, I would say this. I have a position that is standing that any attempt to fight corruption, I will support it. That's why I support institutions like the EFCC.
Yeah.
And whenever they are not doing right, I call them out.
Yeah.
Because those institutions are necessary. We have to fight corruption. We have to nip corruption in the.
You think the EFCC is fighting corruption or?
Well, that's why I'm saying I call them out all the time, because I know things I'm supposed to do, they don't do right.
Yeah.
But the institution as it is,
Yeah.
scattered on those that could engender some support.
Yeah.
And we must continue to support it so that
That's right.
when persons come around the institutions,
Yeah.
they don't discredit the institution stays so
Yeah.
that when we have real people, it can work the way it should work. You know, I have this kind of interesting relationship with the ES. Even when Farida was there, I fought her to stand, but when she would fight people that are corrupt, and I know because I always usually get those here first.
Yeah.
I will support her. You know, I will support her regime. But I knew that she wasn't going to be able to fight corruption, as it was incapacitated from day one.
Yeah, fellow Nigerians, still Eedris Abdulkareem, the legendary, and I'm chilling right here with my brother Showri, the presidency candidate for AAC. And this is big time exclusive. If you're all over the world from America, US, this is strictly beautiful moment that you want to ask beautiful questions. I have a couple of people that asked me to ask, you know, His Excellency one question that, Your Excellency, why would you want to legalize the medicinal weed?
Well, before you go ahead, don't let us call anybody His Excellency. You know
No,
why?
I'll call you that.
Because
You know
these
why?
people are
No,
not
forget it. Let me call it. No, let me call you.
Yes.
Now you won the primary.
Yes.
So
I'm
whether
not
you like it or not, you are His Excellency.
Yes. What I'm saying
And
is
guess
that-
what? There are approximately 20 million Nigerians out there.
Yes.
That's
absolutely.
called you the same way.
Yeah. Anyway,
So whether you win, wait a minute. So whether you win or not, which by the grace of God, I urge Nigerians to stand up. This is the first time we're having a
one-on-one.
Do you understand?
Yeah, young
and
person,
a young
yeah.
person that wants to go for
For clarity.
So we need to
Clarity.
show some love and show some encouragement.
I appreciate that.
Do you
I
understand
appreciate
that?
that. I
So
appreciate that.
so tell me, why would you want to legalize medicinal weed?
So, weed or
Cannabis.
as it is called, is a historical plant. It's a historical plant that has been known from time immemorial to have medicinal values, it has medicinal uses. Some people even say that it has spiritual powers.
Mm.
You know, as a matter of fact, Indians found out about cannabis and appropriated it into themselves and call it Indian hemp. That's how it is, yes. But it wasn't
This is deep,
yeah,
bro.
it wasn't found in India.
This
But
is
when
deep.
they were burning ropes and got high and said, wow, this is real. So they hid the secret from other nations and then started showing it to people. It wasn't that Indian hemp was initially meant to make people high. The best value it had in those days was they made the strongest form of ropes. So they used the ropes, and one day the ropes got burnt, and they started healing it, and they got high, and they felt so good about it, and then they started calling it Indian hemp. You know? So it has so many uses apart from just
Medicinal,
one.
yeah.
In fact, the part
Pharmacy,
you know,
pharmaceutical
it
companies.
helps to cure epilepsy.
Mm.
Yes, this is official.
Mm.
It was just released. There was a woman 2 weeks ago on CNN who said her daughter who's been having epilepsy for years was cured by
Medicinal
cannabis. Yesterday, by the way, Canada is complaining that they cannot supply enough of this. They can only supply 30% of their needs, which means that there's a market already
That's
out
right.
there.
That's right. That's right.
So, the part that Nigerians are afraid of, the scandalized part, is what they call THC, which is a part of it that makes people high. You know, that makes people call it Igbo.
Yeah.
You know, because when you smoke it, you
Yeah.
start seeing bush.
You started seeing different things.
That's why they call it Igbo. You know, because in our culture, Yorubas, we didn't know how to explain it when we came upon the plant. It was so powerful. In fact, our parents told us that the cannabis farm, when you get there at night, it has different kind of lighting. You find all kinds of animals in there that usually will be fighting themselves, but they will be in harmony.
Calm.
Yes, they're very calm. You find snake in just one corner, and all kinds of animals go to eat. And that means that this thing has been around longer than we even knew. If animals knew their uses to the point that they go there and hang out, it's been around. But beyond that, what I asked for is for us to get in the global game
That's
of
right.
the cannabis business, because we grow really good cannabis here.
That's right.
Between Edo,
Kwale.
Edo, Ogbese in Ondo State, and Ekiti State.
That's
There's
right.
a huge forest there, and before they come and tell you that our own is bad, get this. Already the market is about $58 billion.
Imagine that.
You know, South Africa,
Zimbabwe just legalized it.
South Africa just legalized through a court pronouncement. Ghana is going to be exporting. America is already doing about $2 billion in one city, which is like Denver, Colorado. I mean, Colorado in general. They're the first to legalize in the US. The UK is the highest exporter of weed,
Imagine that.
cannabis, making billions of dollars from it. Meanwhile, we gather together every year and burn 1.5 trillion naira worth of cannabis. What is the value of our budget? National budget is 8 trillion. So you set ablaze 1.5 trillion.
Why?
Simply,
Doesn't make
simply
any sense.
because you don't understand how the world works.
And when they
And then you have it. And beside that, just to expose the hypocrisy, there's nobody who is looking to smoke weed in this country who cannot find. In fact, if you want to buy
Yes.
weed from NDLA officers,
Yes.
they will help you find it.
Yes.
So we are there deceiving ourselves. If you go to
Fake life.
ShopRite today, and you want to buy the paraphernalia for smoking weed, the crusher,
everything,
they'll sell it to you.
Most
That
definitely.
means that already they understand that the product is available. But we're here hiding behind one finger, behaving like the ostrich. You lose the market because what could happen potentially is that America will get ahead of the game. They will patent some of the plants. They will genetically modify it. Canada will do the same thing. Then the one that comes from Nigeria, which is strong and wild, they will say that it's illegal.
Imagine.
You know, that in Nigeria. And then Coca-Cola will start infusing their drinks with it. They have a $4 billion project with Aurora, which is the first weed,
Imagine
$4
that.
billion.
Imagine that.
So
Imagine that.
Give Ekiti, Edo ability to grow weed. It will provide employment. It will provide revenue. A $4 billion is coming into this country from weed alone every year, and it's coming from Ekiti, and they can get a certain percentage of it as revenue. They don't need to be going around begging for. They will be giving other states subventions. They'll be able to pay salaries. They'll be able to employ people. You have a triangle in Nigeria where you can make a huge amount of money. The people who know the value of Nigerian cannabis will move into the country the same way they followed oil here. They will follow you here. They'll come and grow it. You can get taxes from it. There's a variety of things. You can even set up the industry, the manufacturing company that produces or that will be producing medicinal weed in Nigeria. You can ensure that that is the way we do it. You have to come and set up the company here. It will employ people, it will generate
And create employment.
Yes, and by the time it becomes the new oil, the way I look at it, cannabis is going to become the new oil.
Most definitely.
You know, because it has just so many values. And I'm not, in fact, it was as if I was told to say what I said, because the week after I said what I said was when Coca-Cola went and did that deal. South Africa legalized. Ghana said they are going to be exporting. Canada started talking about it. A woman came and said this thing cures epilepsy, it cures cancer, it cures nausea, it cures all kinds of things. And I tell people so that you know, I've never ever smoked cannabis in my life.
But everybody believes you're Fela's, you're Fela's son.
I so much love Fela. Like, it's just that there are some of us, we're already high.
You're high,
On
naturally.
all kinds of
Naturally
things.
high.
So you don't want to mess up with your equilibrium. There has to be a natural equilibrium.
Wow. Fellow Nigerians, still Eedris, Abdulkareem, and so we're in here. And it's getting real interesting from all over the world. We're global right now. When you become the president, by His grace, when Nigerians vote you to become the president, for example, what is the first thing you're going to do with the economy of Nigeria?
The first thing to do is to change the political economy of Nigeria. And what is political economy? They need to move I think they need to move the device closer here. The political economy is to define what the Nigerian economy is about. Is the economy for the Nigerian people or is for outsiders? Yes. You know, there has to be a clear definition of that purpose of our economy. The Nigerian economy right now is not an economy that is designed for the Nigerian people. Right? It's an economy that is just what I would call esoteric. It has a special definition, it's designed
For few individuals.
To look as if it's some kind of special economy. But when you look at it, there's no substance to it. There's no value for the Nigerian people within the Nigerian economy. That is why when you ask our leaders what our economies are doing, they don't have any statistics to show to you locally. It's always some kind of external statistics or definition. Oh, this is what the World Bank said we're doing. This is what the IMF said we're doing. The IMF just told us that inflation has gone down. But you go on the street, the inflation has not gone anywhere. You are not paying people wages, what we call living wages. You are paying them minimum wage. The difference between living wage and a minimum wage is a minimum wage is a legally defined amount of money you are supposed to pay workers. A living wage is a minimally defined amount that a worker can survive on. So that's our first definition of how this economy should work, is paying workers what is legitimately theirs in terms of minimum wage. And that's why we define and say we're starting with 100,000 naira minimum wage for workers. Nigerian
Standard.
Yes, that is. If you want to buy WAEC form for your child, you can pay for it that month. If you want to buy JAMB, you can pay for it. If you want to pay some fees, go to hospital, because we will also provide, free healthcare, universal health coverage for our people. It's going to be a welfare system, and that's where the economy is going to be for our people, because the money is there. We had a speaker yesterday. Sorry you couldn't wait to speak. Femi Falana.
Yeah, I was there. I heard him.
And you heard him
Yeah.
speak. And
Yeah.
Femi Falana was saying that 60 billion was lost to one regulation in the oil sector.
Imagine.
The regulation is simple. If you got an oil block some 10 years ago, you got a waiver not to pay royalties for 10 years if you dig up to a certain level. But we're supposed to have gone back to these oil companies, find out how many barrels they're exporting per day from this, and charge them the royalties based on what they are making. When they looked at it, it was Kashuku himself who said we just lost $60 billion to non-implementation of that law. What happened is that the oil companies, when that period elapsed, went to NNPC officials and started bribing them $200,000 here and there, and made this country lose $60 billion. If that is not to scare you, he also revealed, which I've always known, that there are $600 billion, naira, sitting at the vault of the central bank, made for universities through TED Fund. But TED Fund is not releasing it because the universities are supposed to provide a counterpart fund there, or they're supposed to meet certain conditions. If the universities can't meet the conditions, why are you keeping the fund there?
Sharing it by
Release, if
oh
we build 2 billion naira hostel in every university owned by the federal government,
That's right.
the students will be so happy. Let's even assume we are not doing. Let's share that 600 billion as scholarship to Nigerian students. Let's see which students will not be happy in this country. Because why? The highest number of students in any university is 43,000, University of Calabar. So go to Calabar and give students 100,000 naira each as scholarship per semester. Every student gets 200,000. Multiply that by 43,000. You are not anywhere near 600 billion. Maybe at this point you are not even near 2 billion.
Imagine that.
But there's a 600 billion from TED Fund sitting down at the central bank, not used for the purpose for which it's meant. People are playing around with it. But guess what? The esoteric economy I'm talking about is about to bail 4 banks out of irresponsibility with another 4.3 trillion naira.
Can you imagine that?
They spent over huge amount of billions of naira to bail out what's the bank that just fell? Skybank. So monies that are meant for the public welfare are being used to service irresponsible bankers, businessmen, used to settle bad loans. You don't even want to go to what is bank, loan thing they call it. Amcon, the asset management company of that. That's the biggest scam in human history in this country. People borrowed money from banks. Government ran to help them to recover from it. Meanwhile, we can't help our own ordinary people. We can't pay pensioners.
Imagine.
So that's it. I'm giving you a breakdown of the new political economy that we need and the new thinking that should drive our growth and development. So we are servicing the irresponsible ones amongst us, a minute percentage of our people, and we leave a majority of our people to die and swallow. And when you bring out this information, when you talk about it,
you become the
Facebook economists are telling you that if you increase worker salary, it will create inflation.
Fools.
Yes. And you say to them, which inflation? You don't even know what is inflation. Do you know the meaning of inflation? Is there any indices or any process for even calculating inflation in this country? Oh, they say, landlords will increase rent. If you pay workers, why would they go and rent house? They own their own houses. If a worker can get 100,000 naira, the next most responsible workers will start building their own homes. So why would they rent? They will be the ones renting to people. So, the transport people will increase. No, they won't increase because we don't have a transportation system. We're also simultaneously doing other things. People ask me, what are you going to do about NURTW? And you say, they're entitled to organize. But the federal government also has the right to organize transportation that bypasses.
That's right.
So everybody over time, we enter into the formal transportation system.
That's right. Let there be competition.
Let there be competition. And so I have a chance to choose between going to a car park Or taking an air-conditioned bus. Why would I go out and be bothering myself to enter Molue? Molue will then naturally fizzle out. You cannot decree NURW out of existence.
That's right.
But you can price them
That's right.
out of competition.
That's right.
By government delivering on what. I'm just giving that as a small
right.
example
That's
of
right.
what needs to be done.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm giving you all these breakdowns. I'm sometimes very careful not to give them out.
Yeah.
They will steal the ideas.
Oh,
But people
wait a-
also need to know
Yes,
that.
yes. I need to say something. About a few months ago, you were talking about how you were going to, you know, remake and bring back Abiola's image in the past and the things that he's been able to do.
Yes.
And all of a sudden,
3 days later,
the
the
APC.
They went and looked for his family. They said that June 12 is now Democracy Day, and they couldn't even wait. So, and it's a function of how our brain boxes are working, and it's a validation of our assertion from time to time that we are better and more capable to run
That's
this
right.
country than these guys.
That's right.
Buhari had been around since June 12 was annulled. He worked with Abacha. He never said even release Abiola.
Imagine
But
that.
suddenly, because it's politically convenient,
That's right.
yeah, he goes to Abiola's family, and suddenly realizes that there was June 12, and then June 12 is now Democracy Day. Because we made a declaration on June 3rd in Abeokuta. They did it a few days after June
Imagine
12.
that.
So
Imagine that.
these are the ideas. There's a lot of story, including how we want to pay NYSC. We have been able to force the minimum wage conversation into the national discourse. Now the federal government is battling with workers to pay them 58,000, and the workers are saying Showore said we can pay 100,000. So they can't agree. So why don't you? But what the workers have not done, which they need to do, is not to waste their time negotiating for peanuts. Go and vote for Showore, mobilize yourself. Everybody workers vote for us. This election is over, and you know that because we have integrity as an insurance, we will implement this.
That's right.
The money is there. All the amount of money that it will cost Nigeria to pay $100,000. Naira as minimum wage is $1.3 billion per year. And me and you in this conversation just found 60 billion somewhere. We are not spoken about money that they have stolen and hidden in banks. So, because after a while the TSA thing is not working.
Yes,
anymore.
yes.
They started exempting NNPC, exempt customs, exempt different, and everybody is back to doing business the way they do business. But money is flowing. We haven't even talked about UBEC, Universal Basic Education.
That's right.
That fund too has huge amount of money, billions in it. But states are required to counterpart fund them, sending some, and the states are refusing to counterpart fund them. They prefer to use the money for the state to do security votes for government.
Security vote for money.
So there is a
they can
deliberate,
just do whatever
there's a
they want to
deliberate effort, there's a deliberate effort by states not to educate kids. As a result,
Intentionally.
As a result, we have 13 million children on the street who have never been to school before. To pull them out of school, we did our calculation. You spend 100,000 naira per child every year to send them to secondary school. We'll pay for teachers. What is the salary of a teacher in a year? Most teachers are earning maybe 18,000 to 20,000 naira. So part of it pays the salary of teacher, build classrooms, bring technology to my kids who are based out there. And so many kids are using computer in primary school already. They already know how to rent movies on Netflix. So our kids there, the university students in Nigeria, most of them don't even have emails from the domain names of their universities.
So sad.
They don't have computers set up in every corner so that they can do their assignment well standing. They don't have access to buy anything. We went to Obafemi Awolowo University in Ife. You cannot put pigs in their hostels. Yes, this is public information. We're not making this up. And people are not outraged enough yet. And what we are saying to people is that at this time it's legitimate to be angry. And you must choose your enemy, as Frank Fanon said.
That's right.
And your enemy that you're choosing must be that you identified oppressor. That's where we are. And that's why we are not apologetic about this.
That's right.
It's the reason why we are having this conversation.
That's right.
Because apart from people like you, there are those who are also within the country of the oppressive system.
That's right.
And some of them are musicians.
That's right.
You know, some of
That's
them
right.
are farmers,
That's right.
policemen.
That's
We
right.
are calling on all of them that it's time to retire from doing bad against their conscience and
Mm.
their people.
Mm.
It has to be total. We all have to join hands. You know, at this point, people have to be for the people or they're against the people.
That's right.
Because the battle line is clear.
That's right.
You know, the identity.
People are committing
is
suicide
clear.
every day.
Exactly.
People are getting tired every day.
So now we have to invest in Nigeria what we call sweat equity.
Sweat equity.
Yes. You know.
Break it down.
Yes, sweat equity is that we have to use our sweat to take power and take this country
Take it back.
You know, and whomever would have participated in it has invested in a new Nigeria.
That's right.
And that's the equity.
Wow.
Yes.
Fellow Nigerians, you can hear it all from him. This is beautiful. This is deep. If you're watching all over the world, you're getting a lot of information. These are his plans, you know what I mean, to take Nigeria back. At the moment, the country is divided.
Yes.
The Igbo are agitating for Biafra. The Hausas, how come if you go to America, America will tell you, I'm from the US. How come in this country, where are you from is the problem? And I'm sure the political system has actually, you know, crippled and corrupt everybody to be where you from. It has to be where you from. What's going on? Nigeria has never been divided as this before.
It's deliberate. You know.
It's deliberate.
Yes. There's no division at the top. The people who are running Nigeria the way it is now.
Are you guys listening?
They don't have ethnic division. They don't have religious division when they're sharing money. These guys marry into each other's family. They are organically connected wherever they can, wherever their family system could connect them. They marry. In fact, they do it. It's so bad in the north that when people want to keep themselves together, even if they have to involve themselves in marrying, even if when their bloodlines don't accept
Yes.
or when they are too
Cousins.
close, they'll do it. They will breach all of those issues because they need to keep connected. When they are sharing money, when a thief wants to go and share money in Abuja, they don't ask them where they come from. But guess what? They started our own division by putting state of origin in our system. You know, when you have to sign a form in Nigeria and you're in Nigeria and somebody asks you what's your state of origin, write it down.
What the hell?
Already he has created a official division that they need. You know, and then when you now add every other problem that they've created, people are just clinging to whatever gives them identity and some form of safety, social safety. And the social safety is that maybe if I'm Igbo, I can find somebody who will look at my form up there and say I'm from Imo State. He'll give me an employment. He will hire me into the police. He'll hire me into the security services. That is what is driving the division.
Wow.
And then the rest of it is rhetoric, you know.
Wow.
And then the same people go and fund the divisions, you know, they fund religious places who come and tell you that, oh, somebody is not pure because it's infidel, or somebody is going to hell because it didn't come from. It's all lies. They know that, you see, what I tell people is that if you really believe in God, you know that God can fight for himself.
That's right.
So why do you need to go and kill on behalf of God?
On behalf of God.
God can carry out any business he wants. He doesn't need your help. So if you have to carry gun to go and shoot somebody on behalf of God, that means you don't trust that God has the capability to kill whomever he wants to kill. So you have demeaned and diminished God. Your God, the God you are saying that is omnipotent, is omnipowerful, is everything. You now have to go and slaughter somebody on his behalf. That means you don't trust that the God you believe in has. That means you are serving an impotent God.
Wow, wow,
You know?
wow.
And that should tell anybody who is following those kind of doctrines that the people they are following don't know what they are doing. They don't know what they are saying because it's contradiction. I mean, it's contradictory to say that God is the most powerful and he can turn mountain into plains, and then you now carry cutlass. You say you have offended God and you are cutting people's neck. Anyways, so they create the divisions, they fund it because it suits the agenda of the minority. As long as we are divided, they cannot be scattered.
Wow.
Yes. But the moment we are united,
Wow.
their business is over.
It's
The
time to
moment
unite.
Igbos, Yoruba, forget about the ethnicity and start to work together. So that is why when they find any form of slight unity, they will bring the division back quickly. Why are you following Shore? You know he's a Yoruba boy. Yoruba people cannot be trusted. Why are you following Eedris Abdulkareem? Country here is Hausa boy. You want to trust Malam? It's all designed, to confuse and to help the elite to run their business uninterrupted and uninhibited. And that, what is their business? It's looting the country. So, and they've done this over and over again. It's worked for them. But I think also we are reaching a point where things are tilting over and it's about to tip.
Wow.
Something is about to give.
Wow.
I have no doubt about it.
Fellow Nigerians, this is getting so interesting. This is a beautiful platform for you to get educated and make up your mind. Who do you want to vote for comes 2019? Wow, Mamma Mia. This is so. I'm really, really, really getting involved in this, your conversation, and it's really very educating, This is so sweet.
And I wanted to address the issue of Biafra.
Yeah, I need you to address because
Because I
the
don't
Igbos
want
are
to
not really happy about it. What's going on? They are not. I really want you to talk about it.
They have nothing to be happy about.
Yes.
This is a country where 3 million people were killed in a war of attrition. Again, what was the war about? It's about how to grab power, maintain power. And so we finished the war. We didn't carry out any of even the agreed minimum standards for reintegration.
That's right.
And then we continued to discriminate against
That's right.
Southeasterners.
That's right.
They were butt of jokes, even up to now, people still say it. And we refuse to let them even grow at their own space, at their own pace. What does an Igbo man need from Nigeria? Probably nothing, but they need a breathing space. They need bridges, they need cargo airports.
That's right.
But we're still forcing them to come to Lagos to come and clear their goods. It's deliberate. Anybody telling you otherwise?
Are you listening?
Yes. I'm not Igbo, but I know.
Are you listening?
I know that we could have.
No discrimination. We are Nigerians. This is the way it
It
is.
is. But what I tell our brothers in the Southeast is also that we'll all be making a mistake. You see, somebody cannot fight you during a war, and you keep him, electing him to office. People who fight war don't recover from. War is something that has etched in your mind a mental condition that tells you who your enemy is. And you never really forget who your enemy is.
That's right.
So somebody went and fought in a war, defeated you, and you expect that because the war is over, that he loves you. It's the same mistake they made with Obasanjo. Obasanjo fought during the war. You expect him to, so they give you tokenism, you understand? Then you do mistake, you vote for Buhari, and then he comes back and now you're saying you want Biafra. The man is the one who was been fighting to keep Nigeria one. Would he allow Biafra to go? Instead of the man constructing roads just to fix Onisha Township highway there, he sent Operation Python Dance. The ones that say you have they send Operation Crocodile Smile to you. Because that's the only way they understand how to resolve issues. But for those of us who were born after the war, I was 1 year old when the war rounded up. I don't have any iota of war in my system. I don't have any acrimony against anybody. And we said to them, you can do it. Let's move away from that. It's not only Biafrans that are planning to secede from Nigeria. A lot of Nigerians have mentally seceded from this country. They're just waiting for the mature date. I'm telling you, anybody in this country, if you want to find out, let's just say that one day we open the airport and say anybody wants to travel. The next day there's nobody who will be left. Not even senators, governors will be left in this country. I'm telling you.
Nigeria,
it's
my
not
country.
a joke. Everybody is left mentally. We're just trapped here by officialdom. We don't have visa, passport. Otherwise, everybody would have left this country. The person that cannot work would have had somewhere to carry him. Because Nigeria is broken. Nigeria's condition is worse than that of Haiti. Even though Haiti is considered the poorest country
in the world.
Because of the way Nigeria was mismanaged. So the people in Biafra, they don't necessarily want to leave Nigeria. They want in Nigeria where there is justice. That's what Biafra is about. And
Job
the
is
advantage they have,
equity and fairness.
yes, the advantage they have over the rest of us is that they have something about which there could be a battle cry. There's a name, the paraphernalia, flag, they know how to shout, chant, and they fought before. That is why it's easy for them to organize. Otherwise, everybody would have been planning a secession from Nigeria. Even your streets, if you have your way, you will secede from Nigeria. And in reality, I went to Badagry the other day. I'm surprised that the people of Badagry are still in Nigeria. Nigeria has officially cut off the highway between Lagos Metropolis and Badagry.
Damn.
So, is that not even official sanctioning of secession?
Oh my God.
So if the people of Badagry were strong enough now, they start organizing and they want to join Benin Republic, their life will be better. Yes. Would we now send soldiers there to say, okay, you can't go to Benin Republic, go on station, instead of sending army engineers to go and construct the road between Lagos Metropolis and Badagry? Just Lasu or Jaw between Badagry and Lasu. This is one of the worst roads you can find in this country. Is Badagry not part of us? Is that Biafra too? Would those people not love to go to a country that is better than this?
Wow.
Or even form their own republic?
Wow.
Yes, I call it, Badagry. There are countries that are smaller than Badagry, and they are okay. In the Caribbean nations, there are some people that are not up to Badagry. So when you hear the cry for secession, people are just jostling for justice, and when they can find it, they say, look, maybe if we exist on our own, we'll be better off. But it's a probability, because the problem with seceding from Nigeria without fixing the main Nigeria is that you are just running from a problem that will catch up with you. Yes. So, okay, let's assume that Biafra is established today. It's the best place to find jobs. The first, they have electricity, nice roads. Do you think every other person in Nigeria will be looking at them? Some people will borrow the ground to go and enter the place. Everybody will be headed to Biafra. And at the end of the day, the Biafra that you fix thinking that you are safe from Nigeria, Nigeria will come and overwhelm. Do you know how I describe it? It's how all these rich people run around when they find a new neighborhood. It used to be this GRA Keja. Every rich person, if you go to GRA, then poor people overwhelm them. They ran to Ogudu. They overwhelm them there. They ran to Ikoyi. They overwhelmed them there. They ran to Victoria. They overwhelmed them there. They ran to Aja, Lekki. Everybody has now started selling plank in front of the place. So now they are running to Epe. Maybe finally they run to the Atlantic Ocean. I don't know where they're going to. But if you have done justice to Lagos, you won't need to move. You won't need to be moving around so frequently.
Oh my God.
You're deceiving yourself. You cannot be promoting and supporting poverty and think that you can live in an exclusive neighborhood. Because the contradiction in this is that they can't even tie their shoes. So they will still need the poor mega to come and tie their shoes. They need a kite to come and cook. And even service where madam is not.
Original house girl.
I don't want to be quoted as discriminated by the use of the name. I apologize. That's nothing to do with it. I'm just generally speaking to how useless these elites are. You need the Musa to come and open your gates.
Some people said I should ask you this question. That Operation Feed the Nation was Nigerian's project. Nigerian Airways was mismanaged. I sang Nigeria Jaga Jaga 16 years ago.
Wow. I didn't know it was.
It was 16 years ago.
I used to be like the fourth CD in my car. If I start my car, I just go until CD became obsolete.
Yes. And same Operation Feed the Nation farm is now a personal farm owned by Obasanjo Farm Nigeria Limited. What will you do when you become president of Nigeria to individuals like that?
Just like you said, they have all these projects that are couched or decorated to the public or embellished to the public.
Sold it to themselves.
And then it was never been for Nigeria. Obasanjo knew he wanted to go to farming, but he knew that probably people would shout that he was going to steal land. So he went and deceived people, took land from poor people, started setting up the fund, they call it Operation Feed the Nation as soon as they knew from day one that project wasn't a Nigerian project. It was a project meant for Obasanjo's personal enrichment. these are selfish human beings, and you see it in the way they conduct their businesses. So, what should Nigeria do? It's not Obasanjo is not the only person in possession of Nigeria's
A lot of them.
wealth and real estate.
A lot of them.
A lot of them, their houses that they're staying in, their businesses, they're Nigerian projects. They're Nigerian owned, and that is why it will be so easy because we'll be able to track them.
That's right.
And say, look, sir, you've done. Not only have you taken our land,
That's right.
you have also used it to profit yourself.
That's right.
Now, the country needs its land back.
Yeah.
It needs its school back. That's why we call it take it back. Because whatever can be retrieved, is we will retrieve.
Take it back!
Yes.
Wow. So I want the music industry has created so much employment. It's an individual effort that's created so much employment.
Yes.
But it is not regulated. People don't get their royalty, piracy is everywhere. What are you going to do? Because the music industry is one of the biggest industry that is creating so much employment for Nigeria.
I won't call it.
What are you going to do?
I won't call it the music. It will be the entertainment and tourism industry.
Entertainment and tourism industry.
And this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. In the US, it's huge. Not only do they bring in revenue to the country, they bring tourists into the country. They are an avenue for spreading the American culture. Probably the reason you and I wear jeans today is because of what we've seen.
That's right. That's right.
And what we read in books.
That's right.
And I tell people, if we had developed Kirijipa, Yoruba land, which is our own jeans,
That's right.
some of them could stop the bullets.
That's
Yes, they are hand woven, and that is what these people call jeans.
That's right.
In fact, is a smaller jeans is less in terms of quality than our own Kirijipa. Go and find out the clothes they call Kirijipa in Yoruba land. And I'm sure they have a version in Benue, they have a version but we never develop what is our own, And this is why government is necessary that understands the value of
That's right.
First, a government that wants to promote its own must start consuming its own.
That's right.
If you turn on our TV now, the best channels you can find are from South Africa. Mnet. Our cable is controlled from South Africa. DSTV.
What a shame.
Right, And what that means is that they pick and choose what they even put out there.
That's right.
Our musicians, until they get to MTV, they don't feel that they have made it. Until they perform a duet with Beyonce, and others.
Which Beyonce won't come to Nigeria and perform the song with you.
Yes.
And you have to pay Beyonce for the duet.
In
What a
fact,
shame.
even our refineries, our breweries, started paying. You had that.
Oh, yeah.
Started paying American. Some of them, nobody even heard about them in America.
$1.6 million.
Yes, I have. There was a time I did a story of Beyonce. That's why I said she's overrated on the couch the other day, where Beyonce came and collected money, about 1.6 million naira, that was meant for poverty and eviction in Bayelsa. And Jay-Z came to be an ambassador of Bara at the time that Saraki was still in place. That's why I don't respect them. I say, these are the kind of nonsense you can't do in your country. You go and party, then you want me to respect. That's why I feel you are supposed to know that you are supposed to give to the poor.
That's right.
Not to go and collect.
That's right.
Their breakfast from Nigeria and then starts, Anyways, so we need to not only regulate the industry. We don't need to regulate the industry. Right?
Yeah.
The word regulation is something that inhibits creativity. For example, regulation for me means that NBC says
this. You have to wait for NBC.
Eedris Abdulkareem cannot sing certain songs.
Yes.
It kills your creativity.
Yeah.
Even when they are not arresting you and putting, it starts to make you to self.
Exactly.
But what we need to do is to create a better environment, enabler environment, for you to get whatever you need, for police to be able to arrest piracy, to ensure that when you get royalties, you are paid your royalties on time.
That's right.
And that we police everywhere in the world.
That's
See,
right.
wherever each time they play your music,
that's right.
in America, you're supposed to get
your royalty back home. Yeah.
So we make sure that these things are getting, and they pay over there.
But they don't
So
pay
somehow- but they
artists
don't
yet.
pay-
They give them some form to
Yeah,
sign
yeah.
and say, we won't pay you your royalties. Can you imagine if
Yes.
we play your song?
So it's not done and it's not acceptable. So that's why government is the one that ensure that they help you police what is your right and ensure that your rights are protected even amongst your peers or amongst your business partner. That's what the courts are supposed to do when the police or authorities cannot do it immediately, go to court. So all these things will be enabled. I love entertainment. I come from in the place of creativity. That's why I started Sahara Reporters and it became a success because I always applied my creative inner sense to how best to disrupt the media space, and it worked. And that's why we're taking to the political space now to disrupt it. It will be interesting to defeat people with billions of dollars with just $100,000. That's what. That would be interesting. And we're getting there already.
Fellow Nigerians, it's time to take it back.
Yes.
It's time to use your head. It's time not to sell your vote.
Mhm.
It's time not to sell your conscience. It's time to make up your mind. It's time for you to take it back.
Yes.
It's time for you to take it back. Finally, I would like to ask you, is there any other thing you'd like to say to Nigerians?
Well, one thing I have to say, I have a few things to say to Nigerians.
Yeah.
One is to tell them, and I've said it several times, but it's true, that they should congratulate themselves. That this is the best time to be alive. Anytime that you're alive, that you can change your objective conditions from bad to good, from the worst to the best, is a good time to be alive. Especially when you are totally and almost completely in control of your destiny.
Imagine that.
What is our destiny at this time is the future. And we have a chance to wrestle away from this
Opportunity,
old, tired,
a platform to ride on.
dregs, of the earth, scums, and you're not afraid to say. Some of these guys are scums of the earth. And, take it from them. Then assemble yourselves. Use the best amongst you, the most competent amongst you. Nigerians have them, doctors, pilots,
That's right.
engineers,
That's right.
accountants,
That's right.
musicians, entertainment people. We have the best
Intellectuals.
in the world, intellectuals. Let the best gather, and let good people have a country where they can live long. Before now, the people that live long in Nigeria are bad people. Yes, most likely, go and check. All your good friends probably died young, but the bad people, they're around. And that is what destroyed our value system. What made the young ones to be thinking that it's right to do what is wrong. So
That's right.
because
That's
the
right.
people who
Because
are
it's the
doing
best way
what-
to you to
it's the
survive.
best way, yes.
Oh my God.
So the guy
What
who
the
used to
hell?
work for 25 years, who didn't steal from the civil service, ended up having to borrow money from the guy who stole his entire life. What do you think the children would think? It's like, Daddy, why didn't you steal
Oh my God.
when you were there?
Oh my
So
God.
you can hardly hear parents now saying, "Oh, come, when I was in this place, I didn't steal." Your children will just ask you to shut up.
Oh my God.
Why did you just steal and let us hear what? So that we could have been enjoying it too now. Because our value system is warped. So the most important thing is to understand that this is also a revolutionary period.
That's right.
In the history of the country.
That's right.
And the signs are all over the place.
That's right.
Yes, there are signs that these are the times of revolution.
That's right.
And we are lucky that this may not need to be bloody.
That's right.
But if we escape the bloody opportunity, the non-bloody opportunity,
Yeah.
the next one will not be as kind
That's-
as
that's
this.
right. That's right.
Because whether we like it or not, a lot of people want to break free from this nonsense.
True.
They want to break free from the oppressive class of reckless, leaders in this country who have destroyed them. And they know it, they know what to do, but they are waiting for this to be resolved peacefully. And I'm not threatening anybody, but Kensarua said it when they were about to kill him. They said, "This is the last time in the Niger Delta we observed a peaceful
Oh my
conversation
God. Oh my God.
about pollution and the
Oh my-
destruction
oh
and the
my
cheating
God.
of them."
Oh my God.
They were laughing at him.
Oh my God.
Yes. But the moment it was killed, the Niger Delta went exactly in that
And seeing
direction.
people that kill him are still alive.
Life. They were all rewarded. They became high court judges. They became successful lawyers. His prosecutor became an NBA president. The man who pronounced death on him, Justice Arita, became a high court judge and actually retired and is earning, pension and benefit gratuity right now. This is the kind of country where, the cancer they kill. You can't even find his books to buy in a bookstore anymore.
What the hell?
It's the kind of country that this is a country they wanted,
Hmm.
and most importantly, they wanted a country without history.
Hmm.
Yes.
That's why they took history out of our curriculum.
Because what are we going to write to be our history in the last 30 years? Is to write that Babangida annulled the election, destroyed the country, stole. They don't want that in print. They don't want it electronically. So they took history. They met together. That's why I'm telling you, they don't have disagreements among themselves. Tomorrow, all this one you're saying,
They'll just sit and
Buhari and Atiku,
They'll sit and eat and dine
one day
together.
they will come together and say, look, the most important thing is the national cake. Anything that will take it away from them. They have a conflict resolution system too.
Mm.
When they are fighting and it's going to affect their control over their share of the national cake. They have people that are already set up to come and resolve the issue. The traditional rulers, the religious leaders. Don't do this to yourself, sir.
Mm.
Because if things fall apart at the top, it will also affect
the.
So, a friend of mine once described Nigeria as a nation state trapped in 3 layers of confusion.
3 layers of confusion. Can you break it down?
The highest layer is all these rich people, the elites. The second layer is made up of the service sector to the elites, religious leaders, lawyers, all these traditional leaders. They are the ones who are working for them. The middle class,
They're like middle.
Yes, so they
So
are the
the poor
ones
and the
there.
rich.
So once in a while, they will open the concrete at the top, throw some things in the middle. So I hope you guys are good there. Alright, I just want a used car. Alright, if you need another used car, let me. If you want to change your neighborhood, let me know. I can throw some money because the people in the middle never earn enough to make them happy. So they depend on the benevolence of the top, and then the majority of the people are trapped in the bottom. But that bottom is sealed from the next 2 layers.
Mm.
So the top layer has access to the second layer. That's why you have to
preach
you have
against them.
phone calls, so you can make phone calls to the people at the top. Oh, how things now? We're not doing too well here. Don't worry. See me next week. But the bottom is sealed. It's like like an enclosure. It's a cage.
Oh my God.
So once in a while, the people at the bottom will shake the cage, rattle the cage. Sometimes they break through the cage and then they get onto the middle class and then they don't run to a gas station. Then they come home. Then Oga say, find them something. And so once in a while, they will send somebody down to this thing. And tell them, what's your problem now? They say, okay, give them music. Back. They forget their problem. Give them beer. Everybody drink beer. They go, Give them, they unleash, and then they seal the top again, so that confusion and distraction will last you for, and then they go back and start having fun. That's how Nigeria is. It's time to destroy the cage, because the moment the bottom falls apart, the top and the middle will cave in, and then there will be a level playing field. That's where we need to.
Wow.
Yes.
This is so interesting. This is so interesting. Wow, fellow Nigerians, this is a beautiful time. I'm so happy. So it's time to take it back. You all know you're ahead. So watch out what would happen in the next few months. Just put your finger across, get your families out, and let them all come out, and let's take it back.
And I have to thank you because on this seat a few days ago we had Shehu Kuti.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Shehu,
So it's a new level of
That's right,
consciousness.
that's right.
We appreciate you.
That's right. Thank you
taking
so
our
much.
time to see us. We know you could have been somewhere else.
Thank you so much.
And we are also here on a historic day.
That's right.
Where Nigeria had a chance to choose whoever is the presidential
That's right.
candidate
That's right.
on this Sunday.
That's right.
We know clearly
That's
who and who is where. And it's a chance today to take a stand. Today is the deadline.
Revolution Day.
It's the deadline to take a stand.
That's right.
According to us and according to INEC.
That's right.
Today is the deadline to take a stand. And our stand is take it back.
Take it back.
Yes.
Take it back. Thank you for all waiting. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. We appreciate you. We love you. This is strictly exclusive. Go tell your people. It's time to take it back.
And if you let me do this, I'll just have to let the cat out of the bag. Nigeria Jaga Jaga,
Yeah.
number 2. And I'm not going to reveal to you what I heard, but if Eedris releases that might be the national anthem for the revolution.
Most definitely.
Like the first one was almost
Most definitely.
going to cause a revolution.
Oh yes, most definitely. You heard it.
Yes.
So assalamu alaikum dan wana Hausawa. Inshallah Idris Abdulkareem sunana Idris Abdulkareem. They need a presidential candidate na AAC. Inshallah we are going to take it back. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I'm going to say thank you.